ay, yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Miracles come while we in the fight. Don't give up and hold him tight. You will have a visible battle scar, but never forget who you are and fight, fight, fight.
Hello, and welcome to Embracing the Fight. I am Erica Lamar, your digital creator and host. In season 1, I start talking about my journey with thyroid cancer. The reason I do that is because I created Embracing the Fight. Embracing the Fight helps to normalize the conversation surrounding physical and mental health issues and concerns. Well, the only way you really can do that is if you get other people to open up and talk about their journeys. So I decided to do it because, there are so many people that are dying and suffering in silence. But today is actually a bonus episode. And what I really want to talk about here is the fact that we don't always believe in what's inside of us. God has been placing people in our lives, He's been putting us in situations. He has changed the trajectory of our lives, and we don't even see it. Let me give you an example. Have you met someone recently that you thought, okay, maybe they're really nice, or maybe they, know something that would be nice for me to know? But then the more you get to know them, you realize that they're an integral part of what you're trying to build or what you're trying to do. And they're not asking you for anything. They're just a willing participant in your growth. That's God. You have to notice it and you have to realize it when it happens. For instance, next week, the episode that will be on Embracing the Fight is actually a collaboration. And mind you, I haven't seen my friend in 30 plus years. And she is just as beautiful, kind, and intelligent as she was back then. So, why would God allow our paths to cross now? I believe it's because of the level of growth that both of us have experienced, as well as what He's trying to do in both of our lives. You see, both of us have had some health struggles. She, not as many as I've had, because she basically has been very, very healthy. And one thing happened that it started to change that. But in that, she was given strength that caused her to build something from that particular weakness or illness that she was dealing with. And I'm also doing the same thing with my podcast. I look around and I hear people always talking about, things that bother them, things that hurt them. And I can usually either direct them to the right thing or the right person, or I can help them, navigate away from whatever the trouble, is originating from. Or I have a solution that can make the problem go away. And I believe that I have that ability because of the God in me. Not because, I'm special or anything like that. Of course, I think I'm special. My parents think I'm special too. I don't know about my brother and sister. They might think I'm special. But either way, the idea is you have something special inside of you, something that you can do to help other people. And once I realized that, it makes what I'm trying to do that much easier. You know how people always say, oh, I go to work and I feel like work is work. Well, 9 times out of 10 it is. It's nothing but work. And if that's the case, then you're not living and walking in your purpose. And then you could be one of these folks that's, wondering what's next for your life. You might just be, I don't know, at a point where you're at a job and the job is not serving you well. And you see everything around you thriving and you're wondering why your life is so stagnant. It's because you are where you allow yourself to be, and you're not working to get yourself where you really want to be. So, in actuality, whatever you put into life is what you'll potentially get out of it. However, because favor isn't fair, God will send people to you. He will surround you with a wealth of knowledge. He'll give you mentors. He will give you favor. He will provide for you in a way that you could never even imagine. But there's a little caveat to that. If you don't do anything with it, what do you think is going to happen? It's either going to go away or you'll see it manifested over there. So that's one thing that I've learned about God. When I don't open my mouth or I don't speak on something or I don't work towards something or act on something, he gives me a front row seat to see somebody else doing the very thing that he laid on my heart or he placed into my mind. And I admit the main issue that I have is I want to be too careful, when it comes to life. I want things to fall in line. I want things to, be in order. I want everything to line up. And when things don't line up, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Because if I do that, I could fail. And failure to me isn't so much, losing money or anything like that. Failure to me is when you do something and you don't learn anything from it. You just did it. It's like that's what I think of failure as. But I had to learn that in order to get to success, you have to try some things, and those things won't always, work. But you fail forward. You learn what not to do. So there's somebody out there that's listening to this that has a great idea, that's being surrounded by the right people, that's being given good information, that can stand in front of crowds, can be the spokesperson, that can lead. And what are you waiting for? What are you doing? Are you just sitting on that? Or are you admiring, the people over here that can do it? And you're just like, oh, they're doing a great job. When are you going to do it? So somebody over there can admire you and then decide to take off with their life. Because sometimes we are used as an example for someone else to see that it can possibly work or it can help them. For instance, if I were to lose, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, and if I were to show my journey, then that will let other people know that, hey, it's possible. It can be done at any age, any size, because this lady did it. So when you start showing people what you can do, other people think about what's possible. And the more people you have thinking about what's possible and they're trying, to do those things, it changes the world. But it doesn't just change the world, in the physical sense of things. It lets people see God manifested in the world. You have so many people that don't believe because they say they can't see God. But they have to realize they see God through us, those that believe, that is. So if you're living your life in a way that everything appears to be hard, everything appears to be hampered, you're always the victim, you're always speaking negatively, how is that going to draw anyone to God? Leave him out of that, okay? When you are in that stage of everything is holding you down, that might just be him testing you, trying to see how strong you are. And if you can't pass that test, he knows how much you can bear. You think he's going to keep on laying it on you? Nope. You have to let it go. You have to make a choice. You have to decide what it is you want to do and how you want to do it. So let this message encourage you. And I know that you're probably sitting there saying, well, you do it first. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have been working on several things and it's time to execute. And once those executions start, I will be the first one to put it on a billboard, to put it on Facebook, to put it on Instagram, TikTok, to walk around with t-shirts and a sign and a label and everything on it that tells you of the goodness of God and how he finally broke through that ceiling that I thought was there. There's nothing there. The ceiling that's there is the only one that's in your mind. If you can think past it, if you believe it, if you honestly know that there's a possibility, then it can happen. Anything can happen. So if everybody gets up the same way that you do, you get off the bed, you take a shower, and then you get ready to put on your clothes, you put in one foot at a time like everybody else. So what makes them so special that you don't think that you can't do what they do? You got to try. You can't just continue to tell yourself what you can't do. You have to believe and know that you can do it. It's possible. Life is possible. The possibilities are endless. Don't put yourself in a box, and don't put yourself under a ceiling. Explore. Do everything you can while you have your health, your strength, and trust God in the process. This is my bonus message for y'all. It's not going to be, long. It's just meant to be effective. It's meant to get you to open up, to wake up, to trust, to believe, to take that leap of faith. Do that for me. Now, y'all, take a moment to subscribe, click like, share, and comment on this message, because I want to know, how I'm impacting your life. Because with any customer-centric podcast, you want to know if you're actually reaching the people. So let me know in the comments. Y'all have an absolutely amazing day.